The Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group has entered the South China Sea. The Carrier Strike Group consists of USS Theodore Roosevelt, CVN-71, Carrier Air Wing, CVW-11, the Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, USS Bunker Hill, CG-52, Destroyer Squadron 23, and the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyers, USS Russell, DDG-59, and USS John Finn, DDG-113. Rear Admiral Doug Verissimo, Commander, Carrier Strike Group 9, stated, "After sailing through these waters throughout my 30-year career, it's great to be in the South China Sea again, conducting routine operations, promoting freedom of the seas, and reassuring allies and partners." He added, "With 2/3 of the world's trade traveling through this very important region, it's vital that we maintain our presence and continue to promote the rules-based order which has allowed us all to prosper. While we miss visiting our allies and partners in the region in person, we are grateful for all the opportunities we have to operate with them at sea." Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian told reporters responding to the presence of the Carrier Strike Group, "The United States frequently sends aircraft and vessels into the South China Sea to flex its muscles. This is not conducive to peace and stability in the region." In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why China's getting worked up with the presence of the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group in the South China Sea. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea through its so-called 9-line map. It says it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. The wide-reaching demarcation was rejected by an arbitral tribunal at The Hague in July 2016. Vietnam, along with the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, have disputed these claims. The route is significant as about $5 trillion in trade through shipping passes each year. The sea also has alleged 11 billion barrels of untapped oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas. China has tried imposing a unilateral decision, as per which all ships and aircraft navigating in the area need to identify itself to the Chinese military. The Chinese Navy has heckled vessels of smaller nations like Vietnam several times in the last couple of years. USS Theodore Roosevelt is a Nimitz-class supercarrier. Nimitz-class aircraft carriers were designed to be improvements on previous U.S. aircraft carriers, in particular the Enterprise and Forrestal-class vessels. All 10 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers were constructed between 1968 and 2006 at Newport News Shipbuilding Company, Virginia, in the largest dry dock in the Western Hemisphere. USS Theodore Roosevelt is the fourth ship of her class and was commissioned on the 25th of October, 1986. She's named in honor of Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. Nimitz-class supercarriers are some of the largest vessels constructed. USS Theodore Roosevelt has a displacement of 100,000 tons and an overall length of 332.8 meters or 1,092 feet. To give viewers a perspective, it's about 3 football fields long. USS Theodore Roosevelt is powered by 2 A4W nuclear reactors kept in separate compartments. These power 4 propeller shafts that can produce a maximum speed of over 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. As a result of the use of nuclear power, the ship is capable of operating continuously for over 20 years without refueling and is predicted to have a service life of over 50 years. Practically, it has unlimited range and endurance. USS Theodore Roosevelt, being a Nimitz-class supercarrier, possesses a multitude of different radars, including electronically scanned array 3D radars. It's equipped with 16 to 24 RIM-7 Sea Sparrow. RIM-7 Sea Sparrow is a U.S. shipborne short-range anti-aircraft and anti-missile weapon system, primarily intended for defense against anti-ship missiles. Its range is 19 kilometers or 11.8 miles. Close-in weapon system (CIWS) duties are performed by Phalanx and RIM-116 rolling airframe missile. The RIM-116 rolling airframe missile, also known as RAM, is a small, lightweight, infrared homing surface-to-air missile used primarily as a point defense weapon against anti-ship cruise missiles. The missile is so named because it rolls around its longitudinal axis to stabilize its flight path, much like a bullet fired from a rifled barrel. It has a range of 9 kilometers or 5.6 miles and a speed of Mach 2. The Phalanx weapon system is a rapid-fire, computer-controlled, radar-guided gun that can defeat anti-ship missiles and other close-in threats on land and at sea. It's a last-ditch defensive weapon and is designed to defeat anti-ship missiles and close-in threats that have pierced other lines of defense. It has a range of 2.2 miles or 3.5 kilometers and has a rate of fire of 4,500 rounds per minute. The USS Theodore Roosevelt has a 63.5 millimeter or 2.5 inch Kevlar armor over vital parts. Theodore Roosevelt and those Nimitz-class carriers completed after her have slight structural difference from the earlier carriers USS Nimitz, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, and USS Carl Vinson, and improved protection for ordnance storage in her magazines. The Nimitz-class supercarrier's main offensive force consists of the FA-18 Hornet and the FA-18 Super Hornet. USS Theodore Roosevelt can carry around 60 of these and will be the trump card when it comes to enforcing air dominance. These are twin-engine, supersonic, all-weather, carrier-capable, fourth-generation multi-role fighter aircraft and can carry ground attack weapons as well as air-to-air missiles. The versatility of the aircraft can be gauged from the fact that on the first day of Operation Desert Storm, 2 FA-18 Hornets, each carrying 4 2,000-pound bombs, shot down 2 Iraqi MiGs and then proceeded to deliver their bombs on target. Apart from these fighter jets, USS Theodore Roosevelt has EA-18G Growler and E-2C Hawkeye. The EA-18G Growler is an airborne electronic attack (AEA) aircraft. It's capable of electronic attack (EA) and suppression of enemy air defenses (SEAD), particularly at the start and ongoing early stages of hostilities. Northrop Grumman's E-2C Hawkeye is a carrier-capable AWACS aircraft. It's designed to give long-range warning of incoming aerial threats and has a secondary role of command and control. The flotilla of aircraft has enough firepower to mount a credible offensive against any Chinese misadventure. This particular mission is not just a routine exercise, but is also a message to Beijing. The carrier group entered the South China Sea at the same time as Chinese claimed Taiwan reported incursions by Chinese Air Force jets into the southwestern part of its air defense identification zone. USS Theodore Roosevelt's presence near the Chinese homeland will be a deterrent as it can project massive firepower from the sea. It's important to note that since the supercarrier is always supported by multiple destroyers, cruisers, submarines, and other assisting vessels, the task force can handle any Chinese action. On December 23rd, the U.S. Navy said China had falsely claimed that it expelled an American warship from the SCS a day before, adding that Beijing was trying to assert its illegitimate claims in the maritime region. So while China has been verbally protesting and sometimes threatening, it's not been able to gather enough courage to do something about it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.